Hi guys, just a quick update on SCPrime, and the February payout has come through and I managed to get a total of $12.29 for Feb, so that's a nice 98% increase from the month of January. So we can see here the storage increase has been quite significant, so that's good to see. And interestingly now, my Windows box has overtaken my Linux box. I should actually put this in here actually. I'm charging 1 SCP per terabyte on Windows, and I left my Linux box as 5 SCP. There we go, I've updated the headings there so we can track exactly how things are going. So although I have got this set to 1 and it's using a lot more storage, I did make a tiny bit less than the Linux node, which has a lot less storage in use because it's charging 5 rather than 1. But still, that's okay. I will leave this again for another few months and we'll just see how it collects up over the coming year. We can see we're now down in March here for our incentives, so we're going to get 105 SCP per terabyte currently. So I've made a few updates to the spreadsheet, as you can see. So we've added these columns here so we can actually see the complete total that we've received from both our nodes, and also whether we've seen an increase or a decrease in our rewards. So obviously January is where they launched the new incentives, so that was why we had a decrease here, and I only received $6, but it's good to see that we're now doubling that pretty much in February with $12, and hopefully that'll just continue to increase over time. I've moved this around a bit just to tidy things up. So don't forget, you can pop in how many gigabytes you've got in use and you should be able to work out a rough estimate as to what you're going to receive. So let's say we've got 1 terabyte in use. You'll see there 105 SCP should be received with a value of $74. So this is linked in the description if you do want to make a copy of it. Don't forget to click File and make a copy. But we'll just go over now and check my nodes individually as well. So this is my Windows node with a nice uptime of 99%. See here, 161 gigs out of my 1 terabyte in use. Now the reason I've only got a terabyte left in here, you can see this storage drop, because this is when I moved it across from my HP microserver onto the mini PC, and I played around a bit and I thought I'm just going to go stick with a terabyte to start with and then increase it as time goes on if it's required. So don't panic, nothing untoward has happened here. It's just me deciding to not use the 5 terabyte drive on this just at the moment. I've got a 2 terabyte one stuck in there for the time being, and like I say, I'll just increase it as time goes on if I need to. So they've also got the Grafana website working now, which is much better. It does look much nicer than it did previously. It's a lot more simple, and we can see exactly what our incentives are here and what our collateral settings are all in one bit here, which is quite nice. Nice little status section here as well, showing that there's no issues found. And of course our scan history is down here. I'm not sure if this is still the 3 different locations that they're scanning from, and whether it's all combined maybe, but either way, we're doing well with 99% uptime here. My Linux node as well has actually managed to reach 100% uptime, so that's nice. And we can see this is one that I do still have my 5 terabyte drive attached to. So here we've got 107 gigs in use, and again, no issues found. Scan history is looking really good, so everything is still going okay. I've checked the backups, all the backups are still running fine on both, but it is obviously your responsibility to just make sure your backups are running correctly, because if they're not, you could run into problems in the future. So I did a video a few days ago regarding updating to version 1.61. They have removed that now from their site and gone back to 1.60 because there were some issues that people were having with the download. Namely the fact it was being detected as a virus. I'm not sure why mine didn't get detected as a virus. I guess that's because I'm using Windows Defender. I'm only joking, of course. Windows Defender is actually quite good nowadays. But yeah, they have announced it on their Discord that they have taken it down because of the false positive, and that they're going to re-release it as 1.6.2. So my previous update video will work exactly the same. It will just be that you're going to download 1.62 when it's out rather than 1.61. So SCP has taken a bit of a tumble, as has the rest of the market, as we can see. So hopefully it will increase again once things improve in the world. That's hopefully not going to be too long away. But yeah, it is at a bit of a low at the moment at 70 cents per SCP. But yeah, fingers crossed things will improve once the world sorts itself out, and then we'll be back hopefully up to the $2 range, because that was quite a nice figure for the SCP token. So one thing that is worth doing is actually getting your nodes monitored. So if there are any issues at all, you will be notified if they go down. So as per the documentation on the SCPrime website, I'll put a link down below, you can set up a free account on something called Uptime Robot, and then you add in your providers here and it will keep track of their condition basically. Basically it's just checking that the port is open from outside, and then it will drop you an email if there are any issues whatsoever. So we can see here I was notified at 2 in the morning that the provider was offline. This was basically just my router restarting after a firmware update. Same with this one here. We can see just after 2 o'clock it was reported as offline. So this is a completely free service, and it will run a check every 5 minutes, which I think is more than enough for something like this, really. So within 5 minutes you'll know that your provider's offline, and then you can actually log on and do something about it. So that's definitely worth setting up as well. If you have got a provider, even if you've just got a single one, it is worth being notified if there are any issues with it. So that's it really for this month. I'll keep this spreadsheet up to date, and you can continue to monitor how these are doing, and again, obviously make your own copy of this and monitor your own nodes. But yeah, let me know how yours are doing in the comments down below, as it's always interesting to compare. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.